Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are going to be reviewing Faith's Brig's play on Volskaya Industries here against the Dallas Fuel. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate that. Like button right down there. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what my rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff. Okay, so Uprising are playing a pretty standard double bubble here. Looks like with Tracer and McCree. And Faith is going to be our Brig. So, Faith third personing here, that's obviously fine. Third personing gives him the wider field of view. Shouldn't be anything too wide there. Usually we'd sort of use the hard cover, use like this window as our sight line. We don't need to be able to see our opponents unless we think there's a whip shot, and there's not going to be a whip shot opportunity from here that isn't available to us from here. So I'd like that slight adjustment. Repair pack on our Winston. Not optimal placement, but totally fine given that Faith had 3 available. That's just silly. You don't need to bash to get here. Again, using that one repair pack, not a problem. We're using that repair pack. Second one is a little more questionable, especially when our monkey is getting out and looks like they're going to get out just fine. But the Tracer is off the table, means there's one less place for these repair packs to go. So we'll put up with it. I'm not really a fan of that second repair pack, though. This is good. Hits the Winston. Good connection. That's exactly what we want. Not close enough to the Diva to bash her, but we hit the whip shot both to instantly activate the Inspire and to keep the Winston off of their engaged target, and he hits it before they land, before they're able to get their bubble down. Exactly what we're looking for here. Throw a quick repair pack on our Anna. Only have the one repair pack left here. Surprised we didn't... Oh, let's take a quick look here. Go for that. That's one pack. Again, we should have a second pack here if we hadn't spent an extra pack on our Winston. Do this. This is fine. We are just keeping our procs going. We see that our Winston is at about 50% life. Still not a big deal. Our Winston isn't really like the biggest concern right here. Would be much more interesting to say stop this Sombra that could be getting work done to keep this going. Do get that bash off. Good. I'm okay with that pack. And good whip shot away there. Keep your Inspire going. Don't let the Winston go where he wants. Throwing your second to last pack. Again, Tracer's off the table, so you have one less offensive target available, which makes these somewhat questionable packs a little less questionable. And Valentine is still very much on his way back, so not a real pack option. Not going to accept that third pack. That third pack under our Winston now means we don't have it to protect our Brig with, to protect our McCree with. That's really not what we want to be doing. We get a lot more value with a pack into a McCree or a pack into an Anna or a pack into an Echo than we do a pack into our Winston. Our Anna is primarily going to handle healing the Winston. We accept that. We know that. That is just fine. We are not looking to go we're throwing all of our packs into our Winston. I do like that the packs are being staggered. It's not just pack, 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 like you might see at a lower level. So it's good that that's the case. But some of this pack selection is creating openings. We saw there was the potential for an opening over here. Didn't end up happening. There's now the potential for an opening here again where Faith doesn't have a place to put a pack, which isn't our favorite, and we're still half a cooldown away from having a pack available. This is between fights, so it's not as much of a problem. I do worry a little bit, and you get the Inspire. Great. We're going to claim that Faith was looking for the boop to actually knock someone off the edge and then just took the whip shot because the shot was there. That's what we're going to claim, because the other option is Faith thought it was important enough to go proc Inspire to go out there and do that, but then didn't think it was important enough to keep Bash off of cooldown. And considering Bash is on the 7-second cooldown, Inspire does not last 7 seconds, lasts less than 7 seconds, that trade doesn't make sense. But here we go. Okay, let's see if now that Valentine is on the board, if Faith holds on to that second armor pack a little more a little more tightly. Don't mind spending that first armor pack on the tank if, hey, you're not generating an armor pack. You can spend that one as you feel, as you need to, etc. But really, we get a lot more value out of throwing these repair packs onto our squishier targets, like our Anna, like our Echo, and like our McCree, just because they're effectively 55 health per second on them, and 55 health per second and the total healing they do is a lot higher percentage of these targets' health than it is of these targets' health. We aren't really looking to do these ones. Will we do it when we have 3? Absolutely. Will we do it when, hey, it's just us and Winston versus people on the other board? Yes, absolutely. Will we do it maybe in a triage situation if we think our Anna is healing them? Maybe, but it's not what we're looking to do. I really hope to see less packs into the Winston now after this first pack, now that Valentine is back on the board. Let's see if that is the case. Still not hugely a fan of this positioning. This positioning is actually making it harder than it needs to be for our Anna to hit shots. We are not terribly worried about our Anna getting jumped and us needing to be right here to bash the Diva. We get plenty by third personing with our shield from behind this and being able to hit the Winston on the way in and being able to take a step to the right and hit the Winston on the way in. On being able to threaten to bash this direction. On being able to bash to cover our Anna. Like, we get plenty by being here without making our Anna's shot harder. We see our second pack goes on to Valentine. Valentine's not missing any health there. Maybe there's a belief Valentine's going to get aggressive. Reasonable to expect that Valentine's going to get aggressive. Valentine does get a little aggressive based on the situation Stand is in. Even if don't really end up getting value out of that either, because Valentine doesn't get super aggressive. And I wouldn't necessarily have expected them to get super aggressive. Still prefer that to packing the Winston. Okay, pack on Punk. Less a fan of that. Final pack onto Valentine. Would have just said, hey, let's throw the pack onto Valentine. Punk is going to be fine. Throw the one pack onto Valentine, and if you really feel you need it then for Punk, Punk gets in a little more trouble, go for that pack. But again, we're caught with no packs here. And we're still a third of our cooldown away from the next one. Don't need to back out. Oh, you don't have your bash. Why don't you have your bash? What did you use this for? That's not great. You weren't really in danger here. Like, yes, you might feel like I'm not in a closed space. This was a relatively closed space. This is a closed space. These are the places I want to be. But you actually had cover against all of the threats here. And if anyone was going to come in, you had the potential to go, hey, I can whip shot someone if someone does come and try to jump me here. So that's 2 bashes now out of Faith that I haven't really been a fan of. The one up here that was used for movement and the one here that was used for movement. Bash for movement has its place. It does have its place. Neither of these have been it. Missed the whip shot. Trying to back out of this. Still don't have bash. If you'd had bash, would have been much harder to press. You'd have bashed that Diva as she immediately came in. You would have had the option to bash then whip shot the Diva, or to bash the Diva and then hit the whip shot on the Winston, which would have helped you rotate out and helped your friend rotate out Punk more easily here. Didn't happen. So I don't mind the missed whip shot too much. That's just a mechanical thing. It happens. I do mind that we are squandering our repair packs, especially on the Winston a little bit in terms of second repair packs. A little bit of the same thing on our Zarya there. A couple bad bashes for movement when it simply wasn't necessary. It wasn't safe to do so. It wasn't necessary to do so. Okay. Make me believe. Sell me on this pack, Faith. Valentine? Yeah, okay. Valentine's missing more health than I thought there. Oh, no. You just had mentally planned to throw that before you realized your Anna had hit it. Okay. There was definitely time to not throw that pack, but I understand the mental error. Positioning here, reasonable. You can see your Anna. You're not quite in bash range to protect them, but you are in pack range. Really, your options here are: do you play from over here where you can pack your front line more easily and take a step to pack these guys? Or do you play from over here where you can protect your Ana a little more easily, but you have to step out and be in line of sight of the opponent to get your good packs on Valentine? My preference really would be here, truth be told, but this is reasonable enough. Okay, you have 3 packs. No! So what that does is it effectively stacks duration. It doesn't make the packs heal more, but it stacks the duration. So there's 4 seconds of 55 health per second that Valentine has on top of this nano. But I'm just not convinced that Valentine, and I'm correct, Valentine already has flight on cooldown. Valentine doesn't have a way to get aggressive enough off of this nano plus double repair pack to push in here and do work. It's like, this is like pre-nanoing someone, telling them to go in, but I don't care about the nano here. I care about the double pack here, where you're like double packing them, telling them to push in when they don't have the tools to do so. Like, they're going to some degree because your Winston is going in. So like, yes, it's not like absolutely wild. You want to get the packs on them before they're out of line of sight if you're going to enable it. I'm not in love. I'm not in love. A legit play, but very niche as a play to double pack a DPS before they go in, probably gets overdone a bit, and I'd say this is one of those cases. Yeah, Valentine, unsurprisingly, does not end up going in off of it. No pack for them here? That's a little more surprising. Oh, you're hacked. Never mind. Okay. So, like, again, some of these movement bashes, I'm probably going to just stomach this one. That does open line of sight back up. It does get, hey, I can get back here with rally a little bit faster. It's not like you couldn't have hit stand 1 with this repair pack that you end up hitting him with if you'd been back here, which is where you'd have been if you'd been walking the whole time and not used your bash. And then you would potentially still have your bash for this right here, which is, oh wait, this is a diva that could potentially knock me off, now probably can't knock me off the map anymore, probably a little too far, especially if we're holding the forward button, but this isn't great. We would like to have our bash to cancel this diva if they start using micro missiles, if they use boosters to try to either come after us or get away after someone else, then we'd like to hold them after us with bash. 1 pack on stand, 2 packs on stand is not okay here. Again, we can see that our Ana is right behind stand. Stand is okay. Stand does not need the extra duration of repair pack time, and that was our last repair pack. If there is a better use for this repair pack, we're not going to be able to change our mind and put it somewhere else. Okay. Speaking of better uses for the repair pack, this is one of them where you go, hey, it would sure be nice to have been able to pack IM37. We still are going to be able to pack IM37, but we're doing it with our last pack, and then we're again playing with no packs, hoping a situation doesn't come up that we need a pack for. Which we'd have been comfortable pre-packing IM37 if we'd had packs available, instead of just playing constantly for the one that's regenerating. And again, I don't necessarily mind throwing the pack out there, especially with the targets that we're going for, but we're now caught in this. We're 2/3 of the way to a pack. I sure hope a situation that warrants one doesn't come up on one of the heroes that get real benefit from those packs. Okay. I don't necessarily like this movement. Here we are. We're thinking that we want this. We throw a pack onto Punk. fine. With how this fight has devolved, that's appropriate. We still have lots of rally armor on our Anna. Sure, throwing a pack onto Punk, I'm going to be fine with that. You don't have any other options. You double pack Punk, which I'd prefer that you let the pack do its work and then throw the next pack out there, because if Punk just gets burst down, you're not refunded the pack. If he's burst down in the time the first pack is still ticking, you don't get the second one back. So not great, and it's not like you can't find times to pack people between swings. Like, you're not locked out of packing people right now. But anyway, you could turn back and throw Punk's second pack at him right now. Go for the bash here. That helps a little bit, but really not that much. It's not likely to actually turn into an elimination. I hope you're at least calling that this is here. You did. You clearly did call it, because Punk immediately pivots. That's good. And you do that. That's good. Does turn into the elimination. Good calls, good swap, etc. But now you're in this situation with 1 HP. We know how that goes. Ultimately can't be that critical. Had to wander on there. Didn't have to wander on there yet with the Diva, but did wander on there. They are in a we're trying to stop the cap situation, and they did get the Lucio elimination, which helped turn it. Respawns come out, do the job. I still don't love those packs. The Valentine pack was fine. The second Valentine pack was less fine, but okay. The stand pack was just unnecessary. Playing on this angle. This is better. Reason it's better is it gives him access to Valentine, and it gives him access to whip shots. Totally don't mind pre-rolling that pack when he has 3. Third personing for camera. Okay. Tries to bash his way out of the EMP range. Isn't quite in time. There's really very little he can do at this point. Dodges the Coalescence, but really can't, until this hack ends, offer... You know, being over there might be nice to be able to bash the Winston when this ends, but ultimately Anna's not going to survive long enough, and would have had to walk through a Coalescence to do that. This should immediately turn into a whip shot. Nope, just drop instead. Fine, your Anna's down. You can basically pack as you want, including on tanks. Using the bash to run away to preserve your life. Fine. Just trying to stay alive to get Rally, clearly. Rally, he thinks, is the retake potential. Going to try to retake with Rally. Would expect to see the repair pack on the Diva in this situation. Would expect to see that, yeah. Surprised we didn't get that. Must have been called that they were going to remake. Less of a fan of that repair pack now that Janna is clearly back on the board, but you've only got 2 targets. Did you do that, really? Okay. Your Nano Monkey is clearly melting a Winston. And you're choosing to knock away, clearly melting a Lucio, and you knock away the Lucio. I'm not hugely a fan of that. Would have been way more a fan. Obviously, from a target selection standpoint, of knocking away Sparkle to allow your Winston to stay on the Lucio and get the Lucio elimination. Like that, no. So here we are. We're here. There's Sparkle. We know there's Sparkle. We throw this. The answer is the Reaper. Like, the answer is try for the Reaper before he steps in there. You don't do it. The Reaper steps back out, so if you'd skimmed the whip shot along the edge here, you'd have still caught him. He never actually fully went in, and you'd have knocked him back, which lets your Winston do a better job of staying on the Lucio without the deterrent, and keeps the Reaper further away from you, which are both things that you like. So this is just poor target selection. Inspire isn't helping anyone in here, but you're going to go for your bash to try and get out. Are you going to knock them away while they're bashed? Yeah, you try to change the angle to knock them further away, and they can't hit them hitting movement keys doesn't do anything when they're stunned. You get to knock them as if they weren't pressing the key against your boop, so that's good. But now we're in trouble. You're just trying to liquidate your last pack. Well, your second to last pack, no big. Okay, let's move on to round 2, see how things go. Go a bit further here. I think we're going to keep this as a Brig review, so if you play Lucio, we'll jump. Okay. Guess you played Brig. Okay. It's a pre-healing pack. It's reasonable. It's hard for your Winston to not take a little bit of chip damage on his way in, and Faith had 3 packs, so that's fine. That helps our Winston stage. Valentine gets a pick. That should just carry this. Less a fan of that second pack. We're still a quarter of the way to having the first one back. Okay, waiting, trying to wait it out on the Zarya bubble before we hit an ability here. That's fine. Their bubble is very much in the way. Are you going to be able to weave it outside the bubble? No. Loop in correctly. That's good. Don't have the bash available, but should now be able to hit the whip shot. So let's just make sure here. We've talked about the repair packs. Let's just make sure in this initiation. Trying to proc and inspire, but that bubble's an issue. Not able to proc and inspire. Did get the inspire. Good. I still don't love that bash. That's just a bad habit. Like, I know, not actually going to get punished for it in that situation, though there's a couple that he could have been punished for. One that he was punished for, actually, right when he did the bash here, that he then got punished in here, comes to mind. Though not having it up here was annoying as well. But that's just habitually a bad thing the players should get rid of. This one's fine. Doing it for movement, it makes sense to keep up with the team. You're very unlikely to need it. This one actually has a little value, unlike the one before it. Okay. Taking us too long to get that pack on Anna. Good. Got to get another pack on your Anna. Good. And pack on your Tracer. Fine. And you see, it's just taken 3 packs, Anna, Tracer, one's regenerated. This is why we don't want to spend much time backing the tanks. It doesn't help them very much, and these situations happen where you need these to sustain your players. And you don't want to be rolling a bunch of packs on your tanks and then not be able to in these situations. These situations come up, and your packs are much better on your squishies than your tanks. Really? That's hard for me to believe. Put away your shield and resummon it. This is not a new trick. Okay. You bash to leave. That's okay. You know that the double dive is coming in. You decide there's nothing you can do about it. You'll go down too quickly to the double dive. Fine. Not having your ability is annoying here. Hopefully you can get another one. Why are you not booping Fearless? Why are you swinging your thing rather than booping Fearless? Oh, you are booping Fearless. It just wasn't showing up as you booping Fearless. Are you flailing or are you booping? If you're booping Fearless to lock him in there longer, that's great. I'm not convinced that's what you're doing based on your ability icon not being lit up. It's not. Yeah, so you missed a whip shot opportunity there. You're now going to hit this on I'm 37. You're now trying to angle this way, I think. You're trying to... That is a much less useful whip shot. This whip shot doesn't contain him nearly as well. This whip shot would have contained him in here. I figured you just missed this window and were trying to get an angle over here so your whip shot would send them this way, but you whip shotted him effectively into here. That doesn't knock him back at all. No, Faith. No. Mm-hmm. No pack? I wonder why you don't have a pack for Valentine. Oh, it's because you just packed stand 1. Huh. That seems like a bad idea. Yeah, no pack for Valentine. So instead, your Anna just healed Valentine, and you healed stand 1. That's such a mix-up of responsibilities. It's not like your Anna was in a place where she couldn't get on stand 1. No! Stop it! I don't care that stand 1 is missing health. Stop spending your last pack to heal him. Again, in these situations. If it's down to like just the 2 of them on point, fine. Okay, you're likely to try to finish this off with rally. You're not worried about a grab on their point from them yet. Yeah, you're going to try to close this out with rally. That's going to let you guys really occupy the point a little bit more. There it is. What? What was that whip shot? Mm-hmm. That's not great. That's not great. You knew that wasn't a high probability hit, and now you don't have Inspire. You should easily get Inspire going because you have Rally going, and that should easily let you close on targets, which it will. Wait, what did you use your bash for? Please tell me you... Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Primaling Monkey? Really? Really? The Primaling Monkey is a good spot for your last pack. No. No, it is not. You're still half a way away from a pack here. I hope Valentine isn't busy trying to hold space over here and doesn't take damage that you'd then want to pack. I mean, we can talk about the positioning mistake here. Like, we can talk about this and go, hey, why are we just in the middle of the point? Why are we not holding the edge of the point here, holding the edge of the point here, holding the edge of the point here could actually make sense? Why are we here? Here gets us nothing. Here gets us literally nothing. Why are we not, if we wanted to be more defensive, playing back here? Like, aggressive positioning would be like here or here. Or here, ultimately the same thing. Defensive positioning would be back here, and it's defensive positioning because you're not on the point to get jumped, you're harder to jump, but your whip shots are going to come out a little bit later, you're going to get your Inspire going a little bit slower, whereas here you're going to contribute to the cleanup a little earlier, a little more, you can potentially get your whip shots off a little faster. Either have their arguments, there's no argument for this, especially this with 5 on point. Not, no. No. Wrong. Mm-hmm. They still finish it off, but that's not great. Okay, so we've seen these repair packs are still an issue. Spending the last pack on tanks consistently. Again, that first pack on a tank, I don't necessarily mind. The second one is less good. These final packs on tanks repeatedly, final packs on tanks when another pack is still a third of a cooldown or half a cooldown away, really not so great. And we do see, hey, that does come back to bite you in some of these situations. We've seen some bash movement. That's the other thing that we really are zoning in on here, is then not having it. Couple poor whip shot choice selections, both in terms of not hitting the Reaper, instead going for the Lucio earlier, which wasn't great, as well as going for that whip shot right back there that was just very low probability. I'm not too worried about the ones where Faith has just missed a couple whip shots. That's not a big deal. But some general positioning stuff like we saw being on the point there is showing up. Okay, we do this. Are we actually going to be here, or are we going to go join Anna and Zarya? Yeah, we're going to join Anna and Zarya. It's okay. You'll get the cooldown back before anyone could actually get here, but embarrassing. First pack will live. Good pack for the second pack. Reasonable third pack. And I wouldn't even have minded if... So here we are. Pack on Anna. Fine. That was the second pack. I wouldn't even mind if we'd been like, hey, I'm going to spend this third pack immediately on McCree. That wouldn't have bothered me. Yes, it would mean caught with no packs, but that would have been reasonable. Instead, we're just sort of waiting until we're closer to it. We regen, we hit those packs. Fine. Good whip shot. Keep the melee range monkey away. Easiest target to hit. Has the least effectiveness if they're knocked away. Good to keep that for the Inspire going. Really less a fan of that. If you wanted Stand to have more health, your solution was to get to a place where you weren't standing between your Anna and Stand. To get tighter up against this wall so that it's easier to hit Stand for your Anna. You're going to have to pack your Kree. Fine. You don't have your whip shot back quite yet. Don't have it back quite yet. Not the end of the world. There's not a ton you can do there. You're going up here. And you're choosing to do this bash for movement. And I'm just not the biggest fan of this. You're choosing to do this bash for movement. There's no way you think you're actually going to get the stun off of this bash between both of the bubbles that are in play here. So this is for movement to get you in close, which now means the three of you are being cleaved. And it will put you in a place where once the Zarya bubble ends, you can whip shot. Nope. Now it's not even going to do that. Yeah. Not great. Why did a pack not go out there? Here we are. We have a pack. Would usually try to hit I'm 37 with the pack here. That's what we would do. We could decide that we think Anna has it under control and we're going to pack Anna instead. That could be a thing, but we'd usually say, hey, pack I'm 37. And you lose your Anna. Yeah, I mean, you wasted your bash. Your Inspire was rolling. You had a pack available. That pack, like, the pack was probably going to go on your Kree, not your Anna. So, like, and your Kree isn't the one who went down. So, not the end of the world in terms of not your fault that the fight was lost there necessarily. But that's not great. That's still your best pack. I'm less a fan of that pack now. Yeah, I'm 37 has full health. You can't pack this. Your Anna's gone. That changes your pack priority. Now you have to accept that packs you're going to end up doing some of the tank healing. It's still better to put packs into McCree if you have to pick between both, but it's not enough better to go, I'm justifying seriously pre-healing this McCree. Doe's looking at you. Doe was looking at you, not Kree. It's not worth justifying the pre-healing on this when, hey, your Zarya could actually use this pack at this point. Yeah. I mean, the fight was over. It doesn't really matter, but if you're going to use the pack at all, put it there. Fine, you're holding here, you're holding the angle. We've talked about this. I don't have an issue with it. It gives Faith the ability to pack Tracer better. It gives Faith the ability to use that first pack effectively on stand to help him recover from some of the, to help him sort of resist some of the poke damage when he's staging. Gonna rotate over to here. Okay, that's fine. Yep, no problem. You're not hacked. Here we are. Winston's coming in. You're worried about the bubble situation. You can see that the bubbles are up, so that's no big deal. You can drop your shield. There's no one else here. There's not a great reason to just donate shield to him. The only thing that your shield is giving you right now is the ability to see a little bit more. To third person, that lets you see a little bit more around you. It's not worth it. You'd be better off swinging than just letting him zap your shield and make it so you potentially can't bash later. Now, in this direction, you could potentially justify shielding, but your real key is going to be what can you do with your abilities. So, no whip shot there. Couldn't save, I'm 37. You're pre-packing that. There's no bubbles on that Winston, and you know it, so expect either a bash or a whip shot or both in there. Yep. Okay. There's not a ton more you can do about this, Winston, other than maneuver yourself for the health back. Yeah. Gave away too much shield. Probably should have gone for the whip shot against the Sombra. Other than that, okay. And the Sombra couldn't have hacked during a whip shot or anything. A, the timing doesn't really work, but B, those packs are fine. Had to contest, not a problem. Okay, let's keep going.
Initiating. Ready for battle.
4 minutes versus 27 seconds. Okay. Well, 27 seconds in the second finish. I mean, I get it, but I'm just going. They finished with 27 seconds. Okay. Okay. That certainly helps. First pack, don't mind. Reasonable. I knew you were going to do that. I don't like it. Fine. Less fine. So, here we are. I'll talk about this one. Totally fine, obviously. That's basically a pre-healing pack. Your McCree is missing less than 30 health, and it's your last pack, and you're not particularly close on your cooldown to your next pack. If your McCree was down here, or even down here, sure, no problem. But up here, this is basically a pre-healing pack, and you don't want to spend your last pack as a pre-healing pack. No. We don't get to do that, especially when our next pack is so far away. And we would have a pack, though, to potentially pre-heal here, though, if we hadn't spent that pack on stand 1. Okay, make sure you get out there to get your Inspire going. Fine. You went for the bash. Reasonable. Mixed in a little bit of shield because your health got low. That was reasonably good micro. Good whip shot. Next pack. Yep. Okay. That bash was a reasonable movement bash. As was that one. Mm-hmm.
I need healing. I will shield my ultimate is charged.
Okay. What? No!
My ultimate is charged.
Why? Uranus at full health. And now you have 0 packs. You're about to get 1 back, but you're effectively putting yourself at 1 pack to pre-heal your Anna when she's not particularly in danger. Like, is Tracer about to jump her from right here? Is Winston about to drop on her from right here? No. This pack doesn't make sense. That pack is fine. Missing the elevator for it maybe wasn't great, but hey. Don't stop it! Stop blocking your Anna's line of sight. This is not the first time you've done this. You have the third-person camera. Your Anna pumps out way more heals than you. You're not doing anything super useful right now. It's your job to stay out of her line of sight to a degree. You're blocking her from... You're going to need to heal stand 1 less, or you're going to feel like you need to heal stand 1 less. If you fix this problem and you get out of your Anna's way, you pay more attention to where she is. Are you sometimes still going to get in her way? Yes, it's going to happen every once in a while, but you can do a better job than you are. It's been a problem both here and over here. Fix it. Okay. Don't do it. Fine. Good. Less good. The whip shot was less good, but the repair pack onto your McCree was fine. Okay. I don't know why you thought you could drop to fight this. Here we are. That's a nano monkey. It's bubbled. You do that, which is correct. You go for the whip shot, and it was very predictable that the bubble was going to come out. I don't think that was great. If you aren't sure that you can hit the monkey before the bubble comes out, you need to either save it the whip shot until he walks out of the bubble, or be inside the bubble with him to get the whip shot. You have to hit the whip shot on the diving monkey.
I'll take care of you.
Having it blocked is not an option. Do what you're going to get it. Either hit them on the way in, if they don't have the Zarya bubble, or if you think, hey, the Zarya isn't looking, the Zarya bubble isn't there, I can hit them before they'd usually get the Zarya bubble. Not really an option frequently in double bubble. Or you hit them once they've landed and they're inside of their bubble, or they've wandered out of their bubble. Usually you don't have time for your team to sustain, especially if they're Nana, through the Zarya bubble and the irregular bubble. So you've got to walk in and get it. But you don't. In this case, you don't walk in and get it. You go, hey, I threw my repair pack at Brig or at McCree. Why did I even drop? Like, there's just not a good enough reason to drop here. Maybe it was like, I need to drop because I do need to get in there to get my whip shot or bash off. Bash was never going to be enough. You actually needed to knock him away. And you clearly didn't want to actually drop because you whip shotted before you dropped it. Your plan here doesn't make sense. If you were going to whip shot, if you were going to drop, you get inside and then whip shot. If you're not going to drop, you can whip shot from up here. You can't drop, you can't whip shot from here and drop. You can't do that combination. Words are hard.
Back to the drawing board. I'm ready. My ultimate is ready. Get behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me patch that up.
I'm feeling angry.
Nano boost is charged.
Fine.
Lead to me.
Yeah, you're in this enough to rally. Okay.
I got you. I know you're about to go.
Mm-hmm. You can sustain through this. can't stand through this if Punk also gets pulse bumped. You tried... Was your hack over? No, your hack was not over. Not really. That's fine. Okay, so you're just done. Okay, just let them reset you. You're not getting out. Let them reset you faster. Let them reset you faster.
Hello.
This might need a few adjustments.
My ultimate is charging.
Okay, fine. That was your first pack. Please stop interrupting your Anna's line of sight. Better. You know you can't whip shot it, so you're just trying to hold. You throw the pack at your Anna, right? Right? I'm actually surprised we didn't get our pack on the Anna faster. And then here, you don't even need to be looking for the, what do you call it anymore? Like, okay, you're going to go for the swing, fine. You're going for the swing. And are we going to try for our, what do you call it? Our whip shot? Like, now it should have been pretty easy to get your whip shot on the monkey as soon as the bubble was over. Like, when you got caught in this grab, it was, let me use my last pack on Anna, and then let me be lined up to hit the whip shot, because he'll be inside his bubble, to hit him the instant that his Zarya bubble is over. And that didn't happen. But maybe the plan was we're going to counter grab, and therefore you didn't want to bubble. You didn't want to whip shot him. Maybe that was specifically the called plan, in which case you get slack. Good.
Get in there. My ultimate is ready. Get in there, and I will boost you.
Up we go. You have 3 packs. If you want to pre-pack your monkey, that's fine. I'd actually encourage you to pre-pack your monkey. Good.
Get behind me.
I'm claiming this room.
Pre-packing your monkey at the edge like this? Good. This is less good. You see this? You see how you're getting in the way? You're potentially like, oh, your Anna's trying to figure out how am I going to weave a shot? That's less good. And you're not doing anything by being here. You're not doing anything by being here. Your extra step back, you could still protect these guys with bash. You could still hit anything you wanted with whip shot. This is not amazing.
Get behind me.
Stand here. Here. Stand here. You don't need to constantly be doing this. Good. You found the right spot. Sort of. You see how that works? You see how that works? You just stepped in the way to throw the repair pack on the target that I've told you not to repair pack, and in doing so, you got healed, and the reason you got healed is because you blocked the shot that was clearly meant for your Winston. At least I assume that shot was meant for your Winston. Let's take a look. I don't want you to feel slighted because
Get back in the fight.
that's one.
My ultimate is fully
Okay.
charged.
One of those shots might have been meant for you.
Get back in the fight.
Still don't like it.
Stay up for it.
My ultimate is fully charged. Get in there. Always leave yourself.
Good job line of sighting it. You have to... Okay, you have pack, so you can do that. And then the second pack goes in dime 37.
Catching you up.
Like, it's not even a question. Why is there not a pack on I'm 37? What? Okay. I want to see that again.
Catching you up.
Here you are. pack appropriate.
Patching you
Oh, I thought you'd had 3 packs. You only had 2. Okay. Yeah, your second pack went in dime 37 there. That would have been correct. Didn't happen. Now you're just waiting for an opportunity to probably bash that Winston. Hit that. Then you hit your bash. Good. You whip-shotted him into the wall, which wasn't really necessary. Probably going to want that back.
Let me patch that up.
I don't love that. Your stand had plenty of health. Instant regret. You have a full shield, though. It's fine.
Take much more.
Second out on whip shot. Should get the Anna heals to keep this up. Your Inspire's at double or 150% strength because of the nade. You should be okay.
Warrior style.
No, you forced it. You tried to whip shot early. You were trying to whip shot him into a reasonable spot, but you tried to whip shot him early. That said, you weren't going to survive really any longer. Okay. Looks like we get some overtime.
Feeling better.
10 seconds.
Pick up the pack. Patching you up. I got you covered.
Missed shot.
Need healing.
This is rushed. I'll just call it junk time.
Leave it to me.
Yep. Rally plus that on him, pre-packing him, would usually be 100%. You over pre-spent pack, so it becomes less 100% correct. With the monkey above him, it's still correct. Good. It's a tough one for you with the bubble here. Yeah. Rope shot felt a bit rushed. Okay. 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 That was interesting. So, things that I would want... Let's get a better screen here. Things that I would want Faith to work on would be... We definitely need to work on these repair packs. These repair packs are very much an issue in terms of we're too willing to spend a second pack, not just like, hey, we have 3 packs and we'd like the cooldown running, but a second or even a third pack on stand especially, and to a lesser degree punk. We're too willing to do that. We're also too willing to pre-heal like, oh, nothing with our last pack. The double pack we talked about, there's a very rare window that makes sense for your squishy targets, really for any target. You kind of got close to that when Valentine was on Echo, but not really. That isn't generally the play. I don't care so much about that one. What I do care about is the overpacking of the tanks, specifically talking about, hey, you're using a second pack. You know, you only have 2 packs left, or you only have 1 pack left, and you're using a pack on a tank when your Anna's alive, when your Anna is in the fight. That's really not very often the right play. So please try to work that out of your system. Try to do that less. That's going to help the Brig play for Brig players out there who are having, the same issues that Faith are having. So definitely do that. The second thing, and that again, good to use repair packs on your Anna, on your McCree, on your Tracer. Those are all good repair pack targets. Pre-healing your McCree when he's missing 20 health and getting aggressive can be totally fine with a pack, but not with your last pack. If your McCree's down at like 60%, have at it. Use that last pack on him as long as Anna doesn't need it more. Okay, if we get into our second thing, I would actually say it is Faith's positioning, and specifically it's his positioning relative to his Anna. He doesn't pay enough respect for where his Anna is, and that makes it harder for the Anna to do their job. And, your Anna has some ability to move on their own, but you're not there to make their job harder. You're there to make the job easier. Brig is a support that's brought along in a lot of ways. Partially, yes, to enable your own DPS to do some work, but primarily to disable their divers, their aggressors from doing work by propping up your backline. Like, it's a huge buff. It's a huge boost in safety to your Anna. You don't want to then undo some of that value that you're bringing to help your Anna by getting in their way when you don't have to. It is totally fine if your Anna is here to just stand here. You can protect them with a bash. You can protect them with a whip shot. You can protect them with a bash. You can protect them with a repair pack. But they're not having to work so hard to get shots around you, to get nades around you. Like that, you don't accidentally take any of their shots that were meant for the monkey. I think if you get out of your Anna's way, you are going to find that you have less desire to pack punk and to pack stand. Will they still take some damage? Yes. Can you still pre-pack the stand for some of the staging stuff? Yeah, you can when you have 3 packs, but you're going to feel less need to do that if you fix the positioning. So that would be the next thing to work on here. Those are probably the big two. If I had to get to a third one, it would be the bash usage. I am going to do a third one. It is going to be the bash usage. These bashes are coming out a little too often for movement when it doesn't make sense. It's not like bash for movement is always wrong. Don't let anyone tell you that. Bash for movement absolutely has a place. And we saw some good bashes for movement from Faith where it's like, hey, I'm bashing for movement to open up a sight line because the bash literally immediately opens the sight line to contribute a whip shot. And I don't need my bash to protect from a dive, to protect this. Like, we're in hunting them stage. It's a 6v2, we're in hunting them stage. I'm bashing for movement to get the angle that I need. On the other hand, this bash for movement was significantly less good, especially since it wasn't then appropriately followed up with the whip shot as soon as the bubble ended. Like, that must have been the thought. It wasn't amazing in the first place, and there were many like that. The biggest infringement, the most obvious one, was probably the drop from here, then bash for movement to get back here, and then have bash 3 seconds, 4 seconds left on the cooldown when someone's rounding the corner onto their Zarya, and that bash could have been a big difference maker. Things like that absolutely matter. And this was a totally safe rotation without the bash. You don't need to put something on a 7-second cooldown to get somewhere half a second faster. Bash on your way back from spawn. Absolutely. Bash after a 1-team fight to reset faster. Sure. Bash over here when you're late getting into position because you don't want to go this way. Not hurting anything because it's going to take them more than 7 seconds to get to a place where they're relevant. But that's not true of every bash. You can't just generically bash for movement, and there's too much bashing for movement going on. Not like wildly, wildly too much, but too much. So those are the 3 things I'd say. Obviously, I'm not directly actually coaching Faith right now with this. This is just something that I do for the community, do as content so that people can see what it looks like when a professional coach coaches a professional level player. They find a couple things for them to work on. They might seem kind of small. This one isn't so small. They might seem kind of small, and it might be, hey, blah, 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 what are you getting into? But you find smaller and smaller things to work on for your players to have them work on one at a time to get better. And this would be the list for Faith's Briggs, at least based on this game. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you do, please do like and subscribe, as that helps me out quite a bit. Lets me do more of these, and I really appreciate that. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, events we have going on, all that good stuff. And if there is a hero and or player combination that you would like me to review next for my pro player analysis series, please do let me know by commenting that player and or hero in the description below. Thanks, guys. Temporal out.